Hi, everybody. So this is a Pilates video, about 30 to 40 minutes. We'll see how the mood feels. I hope this is a good framing. I have a very cushy mat that I found on secondhand on Facebook Marketplace. It's called an Eric's. If you're interested in doing more Pilates, and the rolling is super nice on these mats. Yeah. Okay. So let's start standing. If you have a set of weights, 2 to 3 pounds, that's fantastic. You could substitute that with some other, like 2 small bags of beans or rice or something like that. Water bottles. All right. So we connect heels together, toes apart. Take a moment to notice that inner lining to the spread of the smaller toe. You could always do a little bit of warming up before you get here. As if there was a string connected through the top of the head. So maybe we notice the center line down through center skull, center of pelvis, and just kind of right in front of the heels, that center arch. And then with weights in hand or just your arms, start to lift and lower in the arms. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe ground yourself a little deeper. Give yourself an intention. We're going to move a little bit more fully, manifest range of motion. More muscle, more flexibility, or all of the above, or balance. And then come to lengthen the arms up. Bend at your elbows, squeeze your elbows together in the front, open shoulder blades behind. And I move at a pretty fast pace, as that's sort of what often the desire is with the Pilates work. So feel free to slow down when you need to. The arms open out to the T, and let the weight, or just let your wrist stretch one way and the other. One more. Spin your palms forward, tiny little circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms melt down. And then we pull up like we're zippering up that center line to elevate the heels. Press down, lower the heels. Breathe in, just a little hover of the heels, where the heels do have a good chance of staying together. So breathe in, breathe out. Sometimes I think of this more like that pumping of the breath and of the arms. And then on this last one, press the heels down, take the weight overhead. And now you reach the arms out on a high diagonal. So it's working like from the tailbone outward, and maybe even from the heels outward, right? We're accessing all this kind of good musculature of the back. And it's really deeply supported through the front, through that inner lining of the legs. And then after this last one, say about a set of 8, let the left arm go down and stretch. Press more deeply into that right foot. And then come through center. Stretch deeply into the left. Oh, let's do that one more time, side to side. A little extra conditioning on the top. So you bend and stretch the elbow. Your eyes can look upwards. And you can feel, I can really round that foot as I reach through the arm. Maybe getting more space, right, between ribs and pelvis. One more here. And that length of the arm draws you up. And you switch over to the other side. Down into the floor, up into those lengthenings that are all there as you kind of spiral your gaze upward. Open up a little further, bend and stretch 2 more. And then lengthen through the arm to rest back down. Here, let's come to a parallel. And you're going to start a little squat practice. You reach through your arms or through your weight, and you let that springiness of your legs come into play here. Unless you're looking for a little more muscle, maybe you move a little slower. But remember, we want a good relative motion of your tailbone and sacrum. So the sacrum goes back, and then it comes back, and back. And then stay there with a nice springiness in the legs where you feel good and strong in it. And then this is called the beetle. The weight comes together, open and close, open and close. You're pulling open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades for 4, 3, 2. And then arms stay open, pulse into that. Feel the chest really broad across. And then the elbows draw back, tricep curls. Long through the arm. Grow a little length into your neck for 4, 3, maybe a little deeper in your legs. Yeah, and then hold the weight up, arms back and pulse up. Let's go 10 and 9 and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the arms come back. We finish with a boxing. Right, this can be very directed in space, like a jab, or it can be a little bit more swingy and bouncy through your legs. You'll see what you need today. 3, 2, 1, and then just letting the arms, the neck, the skull drape over and over. Stretch. Nod the head for a moment, bend into your knees if comfortable. We're heading down to the mat. And then to sit. Hands wrap around the backs of your thigh bones, around the spine back. Find that sort of abdominal starter, if you will. And then pulse into it. So setting the pattern in place where you feel, oh, I can let my shoulders soften a little more. I can let my head fall a little further in towards my navel, so the back ribs expand. 3 and 2, and the out breath, right? Go back a little further. The exhale helps us activate the abdominal wall as it is an antagonist to the diaphragm. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. Kind of feel that in and up and in and up. And then roll all the way down into your back. Wow. Resting back. And just take a moment, as if your back was in a bed of warm clay. And you could just stay there and release and soften and spread. And know that if ever the work feels like not right in the moment, you don't feel good in your back or your neck, you always have this to come back to. And after that next breath, tip the pelvic bone, try a little bridge practice. So Pilates bridge, long line knees to shoulders. Feel like lean back into your shoulders, let the pelvis get a little higher. Breathe in. And then pour down through your supple spine. Nice and easy, bone by bone by bone by bone. Very heavy into the back. You do that again, rolling up the spine. Feel the knees really track right over the fronts of the heels, about hip width. And then pour your weight back down. Feel the shoulders might take on a little more width, bone by bone. Bridging, just such a great organizer of the body. So we'll roll back up to the bridge and pause, yeah. And then we take the air into the lungs, 2, 3, 4, 5, then exhale, 2, 3, 4. And as we breathe in, maybe imagine this opening getting wider and broader across the chest. And then as you exhale, maybe feel your tailbone pulls under a little bit deeper. And one more time, breathe in. 4, 5, breathe out. Tailbone pulling under, good. And if you feel really good up there, you're gonna try dropping one side of your pelvic bone down, pull it back up. The other side, pull it back. And you're having so much fun with this little pelvic rotation dance. Notice all the work your legs are doing. Let's go 2 more. Nice and easy in the back of your neck. Good, lift the pelvis up high, pour the weight down. All right, just feel that nice warm bed of clay, maybe, or cool bed of clay on a hot day. We prepare for the 100. Knees into the chest. Nose towards the knees. Curl up. So if you have a pillow or a ball nearby and you tend to get into your neck here, have that close by or right under your head. And we're going to send the arms long, the legs out. You pulse the arms upward here. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out. 2. I like to lengthen through the heels and feel that relationship to the curling up of the shoulders. Breathing in. And maybe start to lower the legs if that feels good to you, if that only improves the core connection. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out. 2, 3. Breathing in. 2, 3. Feel the centering that springs on. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out. 2, 3. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out. Have 2 more cycles, maybe a little more pulse in the arms. Exhale, comes up a little higher off the shoulders, reaches a little longer into your legs. Last breath out, exhale, exhale, exhale. And then bend the knees, nice and easy, nice and easy. Oh. And just feel the resonance of that. And you can kind of play with that, work up to it. You can keep your feet flat on the mat, keep it just a breath practice in your body. Lots of options there. Wrapping hands around the backs of the legs. Slowly use the weight of the thigh bone. Let the thigh kind of lead the motion so it throws you up And then we straighten the legs out. Just a moment of our footwork. So flexing and pointing and flexing and pointing and flexing and pointing. And then those undulative actions. Fist, spread, fist, spread. One more. Fist, spread, reverse, pull the toes out. Dive the toes down, pull the toes out. Dive the toes down. One more here. And then side to side to side to side. Accent the lift of the forefoot or the dorsiflexion of your foot. Up and up and up and up and up and 8 and 8 and 7 and 7 and 6 and 6. 4 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 1. Strong press through the heels. You have mat laid out behind you. So ground the heels. Feel a little springiness in your legs. Reach over. You could do this with a set of weights in your hands. Helps to really kind of ground the motion a little further into the mat. So we have the heels. We go halfway back. You feel the pelvis spins nicely around the femoral head. You dive back forward. Exhale. You go back a little further. Breathe in. You dive back forward, making sure that you can keep that grounding of the heels and you can move very nicely back and forth. Third time, go back. You pause. The arms are going to float up. You feel that as a deepening down into the belly. 2 more times. Float up to any degree. And 1 more. And now reach into the small fingers. See if you can roll the rest of the way down with control. Bone by bone by bone. Stretch the arms overhead. Yawn. Arms come back up. Curl the head weight in. So head is a good source here. Stretch over the legs. And now you're going to roll down and up 2 or 3 more times to your advantage. You might go halfway back. That halfway back is very powerful, very resourceful. You might roll all the way back and take the arms overhead and come back up again. Yeah, about 2 more times. And 1 more time. And then a long stretch over your legs. And then we're going to take 1 leg. Hand to the back of the thigh bone. Tip back. They're familiar. So tipping a little bit back and forth. You ground a little deeper into your standing side. You may feel like you can really go back into those back ribs. Now, once you really sort of met that, come to walk up and feel that the leg grows from that rooted space, that muscular connection deep into the low rib cage. And then maybe feel, I can deepen down into the socket and then walk down till the pelvis moves around and curl, lever into the leg back. 1 more time, the tree. Walk down. Lever back up, flexing and pointing. You're looking out for too much gripping in the hip joint. Soften your knee and shake your leg if you're feeling any of that. And then we come to set the foot down to the outer part of your standing leg. Wrap your elbow, twist, twist, twist. Untwist. This opening to what's there. And then come to maybe rock your lower leg, split up a little bit, figure 4 stretch over. Other side. You might notice a little difference between the sides. In the exchange, behind the thigh bone, tip your weight back. And then on the sacrum rocking, we cultivate a deeper sense of that abdominal connection. Let the ribs go back even a little further on the last one, walking up till the leg grows gently from that muscular, intramuscular connection, and then walking down, breathe in. A nice light tread up. Exhale. 1 more time. Walking, breathe again. Watch out for any gripping. Soften the knee, shake the leg out a little bit if that's happening. And you can flex and point a little bit. Move the foot in ways that feel good. Take the foot to the outside of the standing leg and twist. This isn't the Pilates variation of this twist. Yoga variation, twist, twist, twist. Twist the other way. And then cradle. Rock. Stretch. A couple more things to do on this plane of action. So rolling, like hands can go to the front of the shins if you've been in a rolling practice a lot. Hands to the back of the thigh bones if not. And then you tip your weight back. Your head going towards the knees or hovering over the tailbone. And then once you sort of tipped back enough where things feel, ooh, the legs are kind of getting lifted up. The abdominals are a little bit more kind of spontaneously connected. You'll roll back and back. Massaging out the back, I like to say it first.
And then when that feels satisfied, you can connect your hands to the front of the shins if they're not already. Feel like you get into a tighter and tighter ball shape. Rolling like a ball, but the head stays closer to the knees. Do one more there. Wonderful. And then we tip the balance point back, where things get a lot more exciting. You feel the legs are getting like posted up a little further. If you have it in you, you release your arms forward. Oh. Breathe in, breathe out. And this is the ab series, so you really take care of yourself as you're working through. So the right knee is going to come into the chest. You exhale all the air. The angle of this leg suits the lift of the shoulders. Switch over, left leg in. Exhale all the air. Side to side, one more time, nice and slow, right? Setting the stage for the whole series. If you feel this in the neck, again, something under your head can be helpful. It's called single leg stretch. Then we move side to side. Go to a pacing that feels stimulative, doable, and strong. Inhale and exhale, one more. Hug both knees in, curl the nose in, arms and legs simultaneously. Reach, 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 draw it in. Again, just keep a lookout for the neck. Exhale, draw it. Let it be sort of motivation to get you up off your shoulders. 2 more times. Draw it. 1 more time. Exhale all the air and really rest. So you're back on your back. Things are spreading out. The neck can turn side to side, nice and easy. The jaw melts a little bit, maybe even tap a little bit to your neck and your jaw. All right, now you take our legs up, shake them out. So this is where the intensity starts to build a little more, so you'll take care of your body. Just working with the back and the neck a lot. So pressing into your heels, tailbone grabs you, crawl up a little deeper, and then one leg is going to reach away. Pulse, pulse, switch. Yep, rolling up a little deeper. Hands can come behind the head for a little bit of intensity, but support in the neck. Yep, 1 more time to the right and 1 more time to the left. Legs come together. Inhale, double leg, lower and lift. You can always slide your hands under your tail and rest your head back. It's not about how low, it's quality in the return. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, lever both legs back up. 2 more, breathe in, breathe out, 1 more, breathe in, and breathe out, bend the knees. All right, here we twist. So the elbow comes to the opposite knee, right to the outside, deepen your opposition, and see if you can lean into the ribs that you're going towards. And then to the other side, twist and lean, lean, lean. 1 more time, really slow. So you're gonna reach a little more opposition. Knee into the chest as the leg reaches long. Yeah, and knee into the chest as the leg reaches long. And then we go side to side. See if you can feel the coil happening between shoulders and hips. And you're in that interplay for 3 more, maybe 2 and 1. Woo! And then you rest back on your back. Settle, settle, settle. Do what you need to do. Maybe a little bit of wiggling, a little bit of knee side to side. And then when ready, you're coming up for sitting stretches. So I like a wide stance for this often, but it's taught more often, more like this, about the width of your mat. So you'll decide it wants to be in a place where you can keep really anchored through heels to sit bones. Spine stretch forward, so the arms reach out in front of you. I go a little this way. The belly wall draws back as the arms reach forward. Forward. And now it's as if I'm going to bring my head right down onto the floor. The tailbone still roots, and then roll up low back and mid back and upper back. The shoulders. We do that again. Exhale all the air out of the body. You might place your hands down so you can really concentrate on the head going down and down and down and down, and then roll up. Now let's interlace the hands to the back of the head, pull up there. Bring the right elbow to the outside of the right knee. I'm not mirroring you. And then pull up. And then the left elbow, sorry about that. Left elbow to the outside of the left knee. And then pull up. And side to side. So feeling that counter side sort of spirals open and up. Center, left, open, up. And one more time, maybe you pull a little more length into your neck, you spiral a little more, open up, up, and up, up. And then the arms open out to the side. We finish with the saw. This is a twisting one, so we twist to the opposite leg, dive to the outside of your foot. The back arm is reaching back, and you exhale 1 and 2 and 3. Come center, twist to the left, 1, 2, 3. and center, and side to side. You might have this thing of going further and further and further, really wringing out the lungs one more time. Further, further, and one more time to your left. And then come center. Switch the legs over so you can lay on your stomach. This is where we rest. And we are right. We take a moment here. So the head is nice and heavy in the hands. Good time for this little loosener. So you bend your knees, wrap your lower legs, circle your lower legs. Take a moment to find hands together. Elevate the knees a little bit from that sense of weight in the pubic bone. Do that a couple of times. So drop the pubic bone down to lift the knees. Not very high, because it doesn't happen easily. And then we keep a little of that muscle and stretch the legs out. Stretch, stretch, stretch. The heels naturally separate. And there, hopefully you have a good kind of angle and support muscularly for the extension work we're about to do. So you come up onto your elbows. We have a little breath practice here. Press down through the forearms, curl the head. Yield and push into the forearms, belly wall pull. Breathe in. Reach and pull the shoulder blades down. Do that one more time. Yield, push. As far as I'm concerned, you can do that exercise lots of times and find out more things each time. But we're going to go back to the Pilates work. So light heads to the hands, legs come a little closer together. You bend your right knee. You make sure you can feel that sense of weight and you pulse into the hamstring motion, point to lengthen. Left side, pulse, point to lengthen. If you've been having knee trouble, maybe a little slower on these. If you don't, you can take a little more, little stimulative pulsing there, getting that hamstring connection and the deepening into the front of your body to really keep lifting up into your posture. Palms press down after that last one. Tuck the toes if you have a plank in you. If not, stay on your knees. If not, stay in the Sphinx. So if you're in plank, you feel all your toes really perch. Heels reach back. And if you have some time there, serratus push up. So we're going to lower our chest, lift chest. Lots of movement here. One more, lots of movement. Stay, and then come all the way down. You rest your head to one side. Remove glasses if you have them, and then bend your knees, both legs pulse. We have 3, 2, 1. Legs go long, reach open. Look to the other side, pulse 3, 2, 1. Reach open, open. One more step. Anchor the front of the pelvis and then lift from there. Another side. And lift from there, pause. Arms open out to the side, breathe in, breathe in. Reach all points a little further. Breathe in and breathe out. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Eyes, nose, and tongue bring you up. Swan. And then lower and gently lift and seesaw the legs. Up through the chest, up through the legs, through the chest. Let's call this the swan dive. You could dive your arms. And maybe one more. And press back. That's all I have to do. Press back to child stretch. All right, come on to the side. You could take some time, hands and knees. Right here, maybe pause and do a little cat-cow. Okay, otherwise, coming onto the side. And you can have just a comfortable positioning in the neck. This is really good. This is good. This is okay too if it feels good to you. It tends to be taught a lot this way classically. Yep, and we're going to lift and lower both legs 3 times. So you lift and lower. Just looking for the feedback of kind of balancing into your side bodies. Side bodies. And keep the legs up there. So you can take your top arm off. If there's a lot of movement there, adjust into the reach of the heels a little more. Maybe bring your legs a little forward, as sometimes the lumbar has a little more curvature, backward. And we want a little more feedback into the front connections. And then bend the bottom knee. Top leg is abducting upward. Toes stay pointing forward. Lean a little deeper into your ribs that are supporting your motion. Stay up there and pulse the leg. Hopefully with the pulses, you feel this all the way through the side of the leg. Leg's not pulsing very well. Pulse the leg. And then lower down, tiny little circles. As you circle, you feel kind of reaching into the heel. Circle the other way. And then finally we kick forward, and reach long to the back. You notice there's good relative motion through your rib cage. We're going to go 2 more. You could add reps to any of these sets. Leg goes back, arm reaches forward. We exhale very slowly out of the mouth, maybe with a hissing sound, as if through a straw, and then take hold of your feel that next breath. It's a good one. And come to lengthen the legs. Let's just take a little moment with rotation. So you're going to go to your Pilates stance down. Bring the legs up and just a little pulse of the heels together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come to parallel and kick the legs, challenging that balance even further. 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Goes up 10, 10, 9, 9. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Legs together. Breathe, organize back into that side. And then bend both knees. Come up onto your elbow and take a side bend. Stretch that side out. Arm goes up. Thread the arm through and under. Look behind you. And then open the arm to the ceiling. Come back side bend. And maybe take a moment in your mermaid. Look up to the ceiling. And then just for the neck, just rest your hand behind your head and let your elbow drop down. And back up again. A couple times. Up again, and one more. In between sides, take your hands behind you. You feel a nice sense of like a tripod of support between hands and sacrum. And then, well, you could keep the feet flat, knees side to side for just a nice kind of released twist. Or in the Pilates work, we do a bit more something like this, side to side. And then next time you go to the right, perhaps stretch the legs out long. It's called can-can, bend the knees. You go left to right. As you go to the left, legs go long. Let's try that one more time. So shoulders are nice and kind of dropped wide into the palms of your hands. Lengthen the neck. And one more time. And then as you go to the left, lengthen. Bend the knees, come through to the other side. So here you are, down on your side. Comfortable neck. Legs lift and lower. Lift and lower. And again, really feel like this is just about sort of finding balance. Stay there. Arm goes up to the ceiling. See if you have that. And then bend your bottom leg, abduct the top leg. So our abductor muscles are right through the side of the hip. So first you feel kind of just right there, perhaps. Keep the leg up there and pulse it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come to lower the legs, small circles for the leg get a little longer. Circle the other way. And then kick the legs. And then kick forward, forward. And it reaches back 4 more times. Want a good range of motion here. If you feel a little stuck, try softening the knee or letting your ribs really rock with the motion. Last one. And keep the leg to the back. Reach the arm. Exhale all the way. Reach a little further, a little further, a little further. And then circle to hold. Pull the knee gently back. Oh, such a good stretch. And then we come to bring the stack of the legs back, heels together, toes apart. We just pulse the heels or beat the heels together. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go to a parallel, kick your legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Arm, 10, 10, 9, 9. 7, 7. Really try to throw yourself off that balance. 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs together. Pause. And we're going to come back onto the raft. There would be more kind of rolling and balancing in the teaser practice here, but we're sort of segueing for a little bit of a more back body ending. But just to, just so you know. So here, if comfortable, could you wrap your hands around your feet? If that's not good, just do 1 foot at a time, or just bend the knees and rock the lower leg. Oh, you're feeling really good. And connected into the front of your body, especially as the pelvic bone maybe bow up from neck to brow. And 1 more. And then come to release. Send the arms and legs away from one another. This is called swimming. Arms go up and down, legs up and down, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. If it's too much with arms and legs, just do the legs. 1 more. And exhale all the way. Reach the limbs and lower down. Slide hands. And press back to child stretch. Now, as you do your child stretch, I want you to know that there's a great modification for that last exercise, the swimming, where you're simply reaching your right arm and your left leg, and then your left arm and your right leg. It feels really good, and it's, I think, really advantageous as far as cross-lateral connections through the back, through the posterior chain. But breathe there and your child stretch. Have your hands go to one side, stretch there. And then have your hands go to the other side and stretch there. And then we come to hands and knees. And as we often do, a rock forward and back. As you rock back, at the tip of the tail, push the ground away. Rock forward and in. Rock back, tap the tail. Rock forward and bend. And one more time, rock back into and forward and bend. And then just very slowly sit yourself to maybe a slightly wider stance in your child stretch, or right, that kind of that more extended stretch. All right, we're going to end this class with something under your pelvis. If you have a squishy ball, grab that. The roller works. I have the 2 Franklin balls. If you have those work. So grab something, and we'll end that. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so I have these 2 orange balls or something like this. I do have these for sale if you need some. So you're going to come to rest your ball, your roller, directly under your pelvis. If you have these smaller balls, it's worth kind of like really finding the right zone. Wherever you are, you want to be able to rest your pelvic bone into it. If it's like exaggerating the lumbar curve, you might need to slide the prop down a little lower. You could do this with a rolled up blanket, a yoga block. And then we're just going to shift a little bit forward and back or side to side. You see with these Franklin balls, you get kind of a nice massage within the tissue, really super gentle myofascial release. With the squishy ball, you get more of a sense of mobility. Roller, kind of more of a sense of like, core connection, maybe even like the roller is a little denser, right? So we have kind of like how we feel how the pelvic bone kind of draws the musculature up through the shoulders, and then how that can release. Yeah, and after you've done kind of a few variations, maybe you tip the pelvis back and forth, maybe you reach to the right knee, reach to the left knee, and then just let yourself kind of melt back into the feedback of the thing. And then very gently draw one knee to the chest. Notice that pelvic half has kind of twisted a little bit inward as the other one twists a little bit away. And then come back. Other side. Twist a little bit into the body, wheeling, and then the other one stays inside. Maybe side to side once again, maybe a little bit more length into the legs. It's nice to stretch that way. And then you can do one at a time, try both legs, maybe send the legs up for a moment, just flexing and pointing, just maybe feeling the energetic, just invert, letting the blood flow in the direction. Spreading out through the feet, bending the knees, place your hands to your knees, open the knees way out to the side. Stretch. You might do a little bit of variation on theme. If you're on the squishy ball, you're in a balance practice here, so you're very conscious of that. Opening the legs. Maybe doing a little bit more, kind of drawing these in. Maybe doing a little more kind of circling in the femur. And then circle the other way. And then come back to rest your feet. Pretty dreamy, and then you're going to lift your pelvis up away from your prop, rest back down. And just take the few last resting breaths there. You might choose to come to the soles of the feet together. You might knock your knees inward. I use that one a lot. Pilates, elbows kind of draped over the chest. And let those next breaths just really draw you in. A little scan your sense of weight. You're sensing from the inside. Reaching arms upward if you're draping, over to the other side. You might just adjust your position otherwise. And then when you're ready, just gently bring yourself back to a little movement. You might roll onto one side, if you have the ball, just tap on your back a little bit. And then rolling up to a seated position. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know if there's any questions as always, and see you soon.